Have you ever felt like you're invisible to the world around you? Like everything and everyone is moving forward while you seem to be stuck in a place of isolation, watching from the sidelines? You try to reach out, but the connections feel hollow and the silence is deafening. It's as if Allah Himself has withdrawn you from the chaos, leaving you in solitude. But why would He do that? My beloved brothers and sisters, I am here to tell you, this is not punishment, it's preparation. When Allah isolates someone, He does it with a purpose so deep it often escapes our immediate understanding. Allah's isolation isn't abandonment, it's an invitation to something far greater than what you see in the world. So why does Allah isolate His chosen ones? Let's journey through 7 transformative reasons that reveal His wisdom in ways we may never have understood. Before we dive in, I want you to ask yourself this question. What if the loneliness you feel right now is actually Allah calling you closer to Him, away from the noise of the world? Let's explore how isolation might just be the biggest blessing in your life. Number 1, Allah isolates you to guard your heart. You know how it feels when you're surrounded by people, but deep inside your heart feels restless? Sometimes when we're constantly around others, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters, our faith, our values, and our connection to Allah. When Allah isolates you, He isn't abandoning you. He's protecting your heart from distractions and harmful influences. Think of your heart as a delicate treasure, a gem that shines brightest when it's kept safe from external impurities. Just like how a jeweler protects a diamond, Allah shields your heart from people or environments that might tarnish your relationship with Him. Maybe you've been around individuals who subtly mocked your faith or led you to compromise. Then, suddenly, those relationships fade. At first, it might hurt, but isn't it Allah who is saving you from something that would have hurt your connection with Him? This distance is not punishment, but protection. It's a chance for you to reset and align your heart with Allah's will. Remember the words of the Quran, so do not weaken and do not grieve. You will be superior if you are true believers. Surah Al-Imran 139. In your solitude, Allah is filling the space with His love, His guidance, and His peace. Number 2, Allah isolates you to sharpen your character. Ever noticed how the noise of the world becomes quieter when you're focused on growing yourself? When Allah isolates you, He is not doing it to punish you. He is shaping your character, helping you shed the distractions that prevent you from truly understanding who you are. In the constant buzz of life, whether it's the endless opinions of others or toxic relationships, it becomes almost impossible to listen to your own thoughts, let alone connect with Allah. Solitude strips away the external noise, and in that quiet, you are forced to confront your inner truths. You see parts of yourself that you might have been ignoring, hidden weaknesses, or bad habits you need to address. The Prophet Muhammad would often retreat to the cave of Hira before receiving the revelation. That solitude wasn't a punishment, it was a time of spiritual preparation. Allah used those moments to strengthen him for the immense responsibility ahead. In the same way, your isolation is a time for personal growth and transformation. Though uncomfortable, this solitude is the refining process Allah uses to shape you into who you're meant to be. Number 3, Allah isolates you to strengthen your relationship with Him. Have you ever felt like no one truly understands your struggles? Like even when you speak your heart out, the world just doesn't get it? It's in these moments that Allah's isolation of you becomes a blessing in disguise. When everything else fades away, people, material comforts, the distractions of life, Allah becomes your sole refuge. In your moments of solitude, Allah is asking you to turn to Him and to Him alone. In the absence of others, you begin to realize that only Allah can provide the peace, guidance, and strength you seek. This isolation is not about separating from your community, it's about reconnecting with Allah on a deeper, more personal level. When you come out of this time of solitude, you will return to the community with a heart that's stronger, clearer, and more rooted in Allah's guidance. Number 4, Allah uses isolation to prepare you for greater challenges. It's easy to fall into despair when you lose something or someone important to you. Maybe a friendship ends or a job opportunity slips through your fingers. But this isolation isn't about loss. It's about preparation. Allah is removing what is no longer serving your growth. When Prophet Yusuf was thrown into the well, he was completely alone. His family had abandoned him, and the world seemed against him. But that isolation wasn't rejection, it was molding. In the silence, Allah was preparing him to emerge as a leader, a man of wisdom and resilience. Every trial you face in isolation is training you for something greater. It may hurt now, but trust that these challenges are shaping you for the destiny Allah has planned for you. Number 5, Allah's plan requires patience. Does it feel like you're stuck in a holding pattern, watching others progress while you remain in the same place? It's frustrating, I know, but remember this. Allah's delay is not His denial. Sometimes Allah places you in isolation because He is preparing something far greater for you. The waiting period isn't a waste of time, it's an essential part of your journey. Think of it as a cocoon where the caterpillar is in isolation, preparing for its transformation into a butterfly. You might not see it now, but your time in solitude is the cocoon for your future. Number 6, Allah isolates you to build your dependence on Him. When you find yourself alone, it's easy to feel forgotten. But the reality is, Allah never forgets you. Isolation forces you to rely on Allah like never before. The people who were once your crutch are no longer there, and you're left with no one but Allah. And that's exactly where Allah wants you, totally dependent on Him. This is the essence of tawakkul. Trust in Allah's plan, knowing He is your only true support. Number 7, Allah isolates you to unveil your higher purpose. Sometimes you may feel like you're drifting, like you don't quite understand the bigger picture. But what if this isolation is Allah's way of preparing you for something greater? It's in these moments of solitude that you're being guided, shaped, and prepared for the higher purpose Allah has destined for you. Think of the prophets. Each one of them spent time in solitude, and through that period, they were prepared to lead nations, face trials, and change the world. Just like them, you are being prepared for something beyond your comprehension. Trust in Allah's plan. Final thought. Brothers and sisters, isolation may feel like a burden, but it's really Allah's blessing in disguise. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Allah isolates those He loves to refine, protect, and guide them towards something far greater than what they can see right now. So, embrace this time in solitude. Let it be a time of reflection, growth, and reconnection with Allah. And remember, you are never alone. Allah is always with you, guiding you through every challenge, preparing you for the greatness He has in store.